Hi tribe, I hope you're having a good one. This is turning out to be another great one. Video number 16, what a great journey. Let's get started. Today's theme is becoming your own guru. I don't remember where I picked this sentence up. It's not mine, but it's stuck with me. And I wrote it down somewhere, and today it popped up in my papers preparing for this video. Becoming your own guru, right? Take charge of you. Enough is enough. You're the one that has to do this. And that's what today's subject is all about. We've picked up in 15 videos a little bit of strategy here and there. But today's strategy is more about you and wanting that change and how to become the person that works on themselves and grows and changes. So today's thought, you are the only one who can do it. Okay? This has to be understood. Change is so difficult that you're the only one that can do it. It won't just happen, and no one is coming. No one is coming for you. You have to be your own hero, because this is your own journey. And something about life is you are the most important thing to you. And it's your journey. You're in charge. Don't let other people guide it. You'll know what is good for you. You just have to trust that journey, I'm telling you. But because no one's coming, no one cares enough about you as much as you care about you. So people will be changing on themselves. They may want you to change, but they're not the source. They shouldn't be necessarily the source of your knowledge and your change. All right. So this means you have to do it. You're the one that's going to have to do it. It's the only way. You need to accept that, and you need to start choosing differently and start living again. And when your choices are different, your life becomes different. And we'll see this process. My reflection on the SFM journey up to now is the compound effect. The compound effect is something I penned. That's my sentence. We will definitely talk about this in another video on its own subject, the compound effect. Today we'll introduce the subject slowly, and then we'll see where that can go. So the compound effect is the accumulation of baby steps. It's the accumulation of knowledge. It's the accumulation of little things you change. And the more you change, and the size of what you change will all compact and create a layer of change, I guess. And the more you get some of these in and change the pattern over time, the effects are crazy. Steps will become clearer, and that's one thing. People are afraid of taking the first steps because they can't see the end. They don't know where they're going, and they don't know what the end result will be. So it's safer to stay where you are. But believe me, the steps will become clear. I hear this a lot. The example, right? If you're looking up to the clouds, but your mission is the moon, but all you see is the clouds. The moon is getting hard because you're too afraid of the clouds. And you can't see what's between the clouds and the moon. So, you have to take those steps, though. You have to get to those clouds. And then you'll figure out what it takes to go to the moon. But you'll have all that baggage of what it took to get to the clouds, and then you'll have knowledge on different things. Doors will open up, and new circumstances will present themselves where all that baggage, that creation of new, sends you in a new direction in your life. So, you must build upon these and never look back. And I promise you won't even want to look back. Except for those times where you're going to want to say, oh, that's why I changed and I remember. And that's good. Okay, what I learned from yesterday. You can't overbreathe. I mentioned my theme yesterday was breathing. And I mentioned that I was doing all of Wim Hof, his sessions on breathing sessions. So there were 10. I did them all. I started at 5 a.m., 5:30 yesterday morning, 5:30 a.m., and my last one was at 10 p.m. last night. And what a process. It was great. I had breathing sessions here and there for different things, mostly creativity, energy, longevity, endurance, life adventure. It was all good stuff. And hey, it kept me going through my day. It did take some time, but I wanted to accomplish that. So I checked that off my summer list. And hey, I'm still there, I'm back. And I wasn't going anywhere, but I do believe that it had an effect on me yesterday, and I got some really good thoughts out of a daydream yesterday that I will be applying. And I did some writing and some cybernetic transposition. So I got a whole plan down on paper for one of my local ski projects. Another story for another day. The effects of the day, the breathing, every breathing exercise built, it was that compound effect. It was building all day long. My breathing got clearer. My chest wanted more air. It's like it popped up a little bit more. So by the end of the day, all that breathing had an effect on my body, definitely. My spine is a little movie, which is good. It moves around. It got unstuck, right? So when you breathe, everything moves. Your ribs, your spine, your hips, everything, your shoulders. It's all in there. And after, let's say I probably breathe for about 2 hours yesterday altogether. My new muscles, I got new breathing muscles. Well, they were there before, but they're activated today, and I can feel that whole strength in the core. So, it turned out to be a good thing. I wasn't sure if it was going to be too crazy or extremely awesome. It balanced out to being a great thing that I did, and I wanted to get it done. So check. That's good. Breathing has been a big part of me on this journey. It's definitely part of the compound effect, the stuff that's been added over the time, and it's a big part, and it will definitely come back in this later series. Gratitude for today. The guts to believe and try new things. I'm at a point where nothing surprises me anymore. If it's interesting and I think it will bring me to another level, if I think it'll free up some time, some energy, make my relationships better, I will dive into these things. And I've learned to, even if I have doubt, I've learned to at least go check it out. Don't stop at that. I'm afraid it's new, I don't have time. Go see, maybe it'll replace something, maybe it'll bring you further. So the guts to believe and try new things is my gratitude. And once you have that, the sky's the limit. Plans for the day, video, ad has been done already. And today's focus is some exercise at Calypso, maintaining that energy. The family's coming home later this afternoon, obviously. And we're taking off 3 days of camping, so it's camping preparations, get the tent going, pack the car, Thule on the car, and get everything we need for our family camping trip. 3 days on the lake, just the three of us, so I can't wait for that, and so it's preparation time. Then finally, tool of the day, right? I love this. This is what I call the choice matrix. I invented this. I haven't seen this anywhere. It's probably a combination of a couple different things that I've learned. I use something like this for my students when they need to make a choice. And I combine a couple things, and here it goes. I call it the choice matrix. I made this up in July 2017, which was 1 year into my process, but 2 years ago. And I kind of do it mentally now, but this is something I invented on paper. And the matrix, maybe I was watching the Matrix around that time, but I called it the choice matrix. So let me explain exactly how this works. So we'll use a sheet. And I hope this is good, but who knows? Who's getting to the end of these videos anyway? And television. You see, I We have a big television here. This almost never plays now around me. I know my wife still watches a couple shows, but we've drastically reduced the amount of television. And I'll give you an example of how you could apply the choice matrix on maybe your television watching, or anything you want to evaluate in your life to see if you need change. So it's an evaluation that will make you choose differently. It brings a consciousness to your actions, and it brings consciousness to the results of these actions. All right? So as long as you don't see the effects of what you're doing, you're just going and you're doing it. Once you start looking at the effects, negative and positive, you can choose better knowing what it brings to your life. All right. So you're going to want to put a title. No, I'm going to go this way. So a title of what's going on, and you're going to want to list. You're going to want to list positive effects, negative effects of this behavior. So you're gonna write everything that comes out. Like, what are the effects of watching too much television? I don't have time for personal growth. I'm being numb. My brain is being brainwashed. Commercials are unhealthy and are getting so good that it goes into your subconscious and you don't even know why you're buying things. All right, time with family, health, moving. Right, so you can see you can go negative. Oh, this will be negative. We'll go positive here. And on the other side, well, TV, it distracts. It entertains me. I can spend time with family. So what will happen is you get it all down, and don't go cheap here. Don't go cheap. Find everything you can. And at the end, you're going to want to draw a line, either whichever way it goes. So in this case, we'll have more negative than positive. So we'll draw our line like this, and this becomes your balance. So it'll be clear visually that there's a side that is affecting your life. The negative side is longer. In most cases, you'll choose things that bother you and that you want to change. So the negatives will be longer. But the important of the positive is that you have this behavior. You created this behavior at some point in your life, and it must have been a good thing, right? The initial effects on a new behavior are usually positive because you want to keep doing them. But then something happens at some point where this pattern becomes negative. It affects your life. You liked doing it so much, you did it so much that you're avoiding relationships. The house isn't in order. So it becomes negative patterns at one point. But there's still always some positive in there. And you got to go get it, because you're going to want to know why you want to change. Okay? You're going to want to see the positive effects, because you got to know why you were doing it. And you may not want to change completely. You might not want to eradicate completely this behavior. You might want to tweak some stuff. Listen, a simple thing. So on the bottom, let's say for TV. TV would be easy. Reduce your time. Reducing your time can definitely impact a lot. I'm not saying kill television. I'm saying use it differently. Use your time differently, or use it to watch different things. Right? So there are different ways. So at the bottom here, we're going to, once we draw the line, we see what side wins. We make conclusions. You're going to see the effects of change or staying. You want to see the effects of changing or staying the same. Okay? And then it brings consciousness. So you're going to want to plan. You can write out your emotions, what this makes you feel like. And then dedicate to change, like decide to change. And then write down steps. What will I change first? I will reduce the time of television. Or there's no television in the morning. I'll read a book or something. And replace that behavior with something. So once you're done this sheet, you've gone through, it's kind of a meditation process. I've been explaining it for days, but this is like a meditation on paper where you will expose everything about a behavior and then decide consciously, knowing the effects of this behavior on you, and then modify your behavior, change it, wipe it out, modify it, whatever you need to do to get better at something. And those little changes, these little things, will definitely add up, compound, and create lasting change. You do this in a couple areas, you tweak a couple things here and there. So I've been talking about change, but where do you start, what do you change? So coming back, become your own guru. You will know, you already know. Pick your biggest issue, get it down there, you'll start changing. Because once you know, once you realize the impact, you're going to want to change that. So, become your own guru. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Have a good day, and we will definitely see you again tomorrow. Ciao, bye, nice to see you again.